All right, dude. Well, welcome to my podcast. You're my first ever guest on the podcast.
Thank you, Lenny.
We've been talking about it for a little while.
We have.
It finally made it happen, even though it's still not 100% optimized.
That's
with
all right.
everything, but
yeah,
we're gonna give it a go and then kind of see how we go. And I don't even have a name yet.
Yeah, we have to come up with a name.
I was thinking just like the Leonard the Beer podcast.
That's nice and simple.
It's
that's not too complicated. It's straightforward.
So if you think of any ideas, let me know.
Yep.
We're taking action.
Maybe we'll come up with one as we're talking.
Maybe.
We'll see.
All right, awesome, man. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Yep.
Your first ever podcast as well.
It is, yeah.
So,
no, I've never done a podcast before.
And so today I'm here with Mr. Victoria and Mr. Third in Oceania. And
yes.
this was big. You made sure Oceania,
it was more than just Australia.
Not just Australia. There was New Zealand. There were some Kiwi boys.
It was open to Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, awesome, cool. And then maybe first let's just start tell us a little bit about you. So we went to high school together, and then kind of went our separate ways in terms of university and everything, different career paths.
It was very different.
Kept training at the same gym the whole time, and then tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess out of high school I went to do a science degree at Monash, and so that was 3 years where I'd studied physiology and zoology, which it's probably a little bit random doing zoology, but physiology was more what my interest was, kind of getting into how the human body works. And then I didn't actually use that degree for anything specifically. I had a year where I'd finished uni and I was working part-time at just a retail store. And then I got into personal training towards the end of that year. And that's when I started working at the gym that we would originally train at as teenagers. So Fitness First Glen Waverley.
Yeah.
And then I've been there for, I think this is my 8th year.
Wow.
Maybe going on, it's 8 because I started at 2016. So,
nice. And
along the way I've just continued to learn, and obviously been into bodybuilding since I was a teenager as well. Probably started when I was 14, and now we're both 30. So it's just the right time to start a podcast as 30-year-old. Yeah, I think so. That's what everyone seems to be doing.
Yeah. Well, it is a really good way to meet people, create cool content, have people learn a little bit more about you as well. So even you could use clips of the podcast, and then I'm gonna do posts on Instagram and stuff, and then potential clients for you, they're oh, okay, cool, he did blah blah blah, cool, he does this. So absolutely, it's creating a personal brand is really, really powerful these days.
And for me, I think you've kind of practiced talking to the camera, but for me, it's not something I've gotten used to at all, talking directly to the camera on my own. So if we can have more of a natural conversation, it doesn't feel like you're just recording yourself. So
and recording yourself is also more tricky to have it seem as natural and everything. And I find sometimes content from podcasts almost do a little bit better as well, and you can talk more and people like to watch it more as well. And then you got a long form piece of content, you got short form pieces of content.
That's right. How many podcasts have you been on now?
I've been on one proper podcast, and that was in Vegas. And then I was on another one in Melbourne, but it was kind of in someone's apartment. It was pretty. It was
a little rustic.
Yeah, it wasn't a proper studio. It was kind of this.
But I think that's the one that I see you post the most often. You have clips from that one.
I post that one and the one from Vegas a lot. Cool. And then so you got into personal training.
Yes.
What got you into personal training?
Well, I guess that year that I had off from uni, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, and just working at a part-time gig. I was still working full-time hours, but that job was sort of very draining by the end of it. I think I got to the point where you know, you get used to doing everything. It's not that hard. There's no challenge to it. And yeah, just was not enjoying that as much. So I wanted to find a way of making an income, actually enjoying what I do. And I'd always enjoyed being in the gym. So to become a personal trainer, you spend like all day in the gym.
Yeah.
So it was really appealing. And yeah, I thought I've spent, you know, quite a number of my years training. I've been training my friends and kind of showing them what I've learnt. So it just came really naturally to go on and do the Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. So yeah, and it was relatively easy.
And it lived up to what you thought it would be? Because I know, you know, some people, it's like you like training, but then training someone else and having to deal with all that baggage and all that kind of stuff. So it's not quite the same thing. So have you found it lived up to what you thought it would with that?
It's probably different to what I expected it to be, for sure. But for me, it was still rewarding. It wasn't like a real negative, but yeah, you probably need to be good at listening to people's problems or what they have going on. Because personal training, no matter how much you just want it to be about the training, it's always going to be about what else is going on in people's lives. So you have to sort of balance it out between conversation and seeing where they're at. Because it also influences how they train in the gym and their progress. And so kind of, if you just focus on training, maybe customers might not be fully happy. So it was probably a bit of an adjustment. Once you get out of the Cert 3 and 4, you've completed it and you go on to start working at a gym. But I was lucky because Fitness Fest had a good model at that point where you can start working for the gym. There's no pressure to really make a ton of sales. You can actually get experience and learn a little bit.
Because they pay you.
They pay you.
Even if you don't have clients.
That's how it used to work. And you'd run group classes but they've changed their model now. So you go in and you just...
it's your own business.
You're kind of sort of in the deep end from the start. You have a little bit of an easier time, don't have to pay rent for the first little bit. But there's probably a bit more pressure to make the sales. I think maybe a lot of people go into personal training expecting it to be a fun time all the time, but sometimes it's a bit complicated.
So let's go back to you kind of saying there's like the emotion of what's going on with their lives and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of tie that back to like mindset. Like having mindset and having like habits and stuff like that. So my question is, do you find the more beginner people who are first starting training, it is more the mindset and the habits, and then the more experienced people, it's the more technical element, more to, hey, this is how you should do the lift, hey, this is the extra additional accessory exercise that you should be doing, or is not really?
I think to a degree that is probably true. Like we definitely need to work on the foundational kind of habits when someone is brand new to the gym. But that's probably the best time to do it. Like when they haven't been training for a long period of time, they're still getting used to exercises and technique. But I guess that's where you really want to focus on the basics compared to advanced people. I mean, advanced people probably do the basics really well already. So then it's just kind of managing the other things. I think sometimes people who are really advanced, they might almost push too hard in the gym. And so then it's actually making sure that they're recovering enough from the training to keep on doing those like repeated high efforts. But mindset is really such an individual thing, because like it's just completely different between different people, like their motivation and their reason for training. Yeah.
Because that, I'm just gonna put this a little bit. There you go. Because that's kind of like what I found like in my program.
Yep.
It's like you start the program and you think, okay, people are just gonna follow the process. They're gonna do what it is, and I find so much of it's more like the foundation, the mindset. Like, what do I do if I don't have the motivation? And just getting them to still take action. What do I do when I like have a setback? All these like little mindset things that you don't really consider as much, and especially I imagine like the gym, like, you know, like for me and you, it's like, I don't, motivation, unmotivated, I don't know, like 30-40% of the time, and half the time I'm just like grinding it out. So that's why I was, what I've seen in my program and like coaching people, it's like, the more beginner people, it's more habits, it's a lot more mindset. And if you get those things right, then usually they do a lot better.
The mindset, like if people are struggling with motivation and they're sort of requiring that motivation to actually do what they need to do, it's way harder. Because like the motivation is, it definitely comes in waves, and it depends on, like, maybe if you go to an event, like a business event or something, you feel really motivated to do stuff afterwards. But what happens like a couple weeks after, when all that motivation has run out? So you need to rely on like just your consistent habits that will kind of that will guide you pretty much every day. Because I can imagine in business, like there's probably something you can do for business every single day.
Always.
So it's like
too much to do. That's what it's too much to do, and you need to pick which thing you should do.
So then you have to prioritize. And it's not too different in training. Like you have to prioritize different muscle groups, and then you have to figure out like the schedule of your training and when to rest and when to push hard. So okay. So you also see in conclusion, like mindset is a big thing, and you kind of need to coach people through mindset and maybe stuff like as well, just like managing expectations. I find like a lot of people, like I think there's like a quote, it's like most people underestimate what they can achieve in a year, but overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years or something. So is it also managing that expectation and be like, hey, like you're not going to see results in like the first month, really, and you're going to be a bit more sore, this kind of stuff. So do you find like you need to do a lot of that? Definitely. I've had a lot of people come to me and they have these like crazy expectations. Like they might see a picture of someone on social media or even on a poster. It's happened at the gym. And they're like, oh, I want to look like this person. They're like crazy shredded. They have a six-pack. And from where they're starting from, it's just like, that could take years. Or it might not even happen because they have different body shape, and so you try to be as real as possible and kind of have a realistic goal for them to achieve. And usually it's actually a process kind of driven goal. I think like getting to the gym X number of times a week. And then working on the diet, and you can definitely need to track how much weight, like your body weight and if it's dropping. And then you also need to track, like how are you progressing in the gym? Are you getting stronger? So like it's like a SMART goal, SMART goals where you set up achievable goals within a reasonable amount of time in order to hit your grand kind of goal. And for most people, they're aiming for the grand goal within such a short amount of time that it's very unrealistic.
So it's more get them to focus on the process rather than the result, and then the result will come.
That's what I feel like my job as a coach is to kind of get them to focus on the process more than the outcome, because they're already super focused on the outcome, like that's what they want. But are they willing to do the things that is required each day or each week.
Yeah.
In order to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and usually they probably don't realize how much consistency is required to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you feel the same for business? Is that kind of similar to what you would do?
A little bit. I think a lot of people, they don't realize how much work goes into it, and then they think it's going to be like pretty easy, and there's going to be no setbacks. Like everyone, they thinks it's going to be like a smooth road, and even I, to this day, most things as well. I'm like, it's gonna be really easy, and then you start doing it, you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of setbacks. And then like a couple of quotes I always like giving to saying to my clients whenever we have this kind of mindset conversation. It's like the first thing is like, nothing worth having comes easy. If it was easy, everyone would have it, and it wouldn't have any value.
Yeah.
It's like the reason why like a 6-pack is so attractive, because people know to get that, it took like hours and hours and hours of hard work, really good like nutrition, a lot of like the mindset components that come with that as well, and that's why it's attractive. If everyone had a 6-pack, then it wouldn't be like, you know, it wouldn't be as attractive. Kind of thing. So
probably.
So nothing worth having comes easy, and then I also always like to say is like the only way to fail is to quit. That's the only way to fail. If you keep going, you will succeed. It's just how long it will take, kind of thing. And I think that usually when I say those two things, it kind of helps like reset their mindset like a little bit. Yeah,
they're less likely to give up on something that's hard. I think it's the same. For my bodybuilding, it's a long-term thing. Like I don't think anyone, especially in natural bodybuilding, if someone goes in and thinks, I'm going to achieve everything, you know, I set out to achieve in 5 years, it's just not going to happen. It's like it has to be like almost a lifelong thing where you're constantly trying to get better. And I think most people would do a lot better if they had that mindset. Where it's consistent effort over a really long period of time. Like how can you not do well if you are that consistent over like 20, 25 years?
And that's kind of like the annoying thing with like trying to have a really good physique, is the second you stop training, you start losing it. Whereas like other things like business, once you have that amount of money, unless you do stupid stuff with it, if anything, you start getting more money if you're smart with it. But like having a good physique, the second you stop training, you start going like negative.
True. If I guess like going on holiday, if you're away on holiday for a month, things feel like they rapidly change. But like if you come back and you've got those good habits in place, you kind of know the blueprint to get back. And that's what you've done as well, coming back and having a really stable amount of time in one spot. Then you're almost the strongest you've been in a few things.
It's getting
maybe not legs.
it's getting a little bit better now. But legs are still a while. But some other things it's getting there. But it's just like doing those consistent things and not like the holidays and injuries and all that.
Injuries are another thing to consider. That's one killer when it comes to progress.
So let's say like, I guess like with yourself and then like with your clients, what mindset do you find is like key for them to succeed? Let's start with like the clients. Like when you get a client, I imagine it's like onboarding, you start chatting to them. What kind of mindset do you see do they have for those clients that end up succeeding? Like what do you, and maybe characteristics. As well, mindset, characteristics, things that you see, you can just tell some people, hey, they're gonna succeed. What would you say is the key things?
Probably maybe the number one thing is their ability to listen and take on the advice, which is it's a surprisingly large amount of people that actually don't really take on what you say. And I'm not sure if it's like them not understanding how the process works as well. Like they might come in and think that you know, I've come to this person, and that's enough to change. You know, like
I've spoken to him.
Yeah. Now it's happening.
Dude, if only, man.
Yeah.
If only.
It's very it just seems to be that way for some people. But seeing a coach, it has to be an active process. It's not like a passive thing. So people that are willing to listen and apply the things that are being taught.
Yeah.
And even asking for feedback. That's not many people really do that. And you try to pass on feedback, but the ability for someone to listen and really take it on. So I see a big difference between people who they're probably super stressed, and they do want to make a change, but they're just not mentally in it when they come to the gym. Like they might not be super switched on. It's like it's an automatic thing. They're like, they come in, they do, they push fairly hard, but not as hard as you kind of need to really see big changes. So that would be another thing. When I see someone train, like I can tell when someone's putting in a lot of effort, because it's impossible to fake. You can't fake it. Like you'll be shaking when you're lifting, or you know, rep speed starts to drop off. They're going red, they're sweating. It's like, it's uncomfortable. It's not comfortable. And then there are other people who might be like, it's starting to get a bit hard. You know, I'm starting to feel a bit of a burn. And then they stop. It's like, what? You had probably 5 more. And for me, if you have 5 more reps that you could have done, that's too much, really.
There's no growth.
That's still a warm-up. You're not really going to change from that. So, it's that's not really. I mean, maybe you can get away with one session like that every once in a while. But if all of your sessions are like that, there's not going to be much change. So that's definitely a mindset thing, and that's really hard to get across to someone as well, unless they see it. They probably need to have like an example of it in front of them.
Of like training to failure?
Like I think if some of my clients saw the way that I train, maybe they might understand it a little bit more.
So they just don't understand to really push until you almost like pass out kind of thing. They don't understand that concept.
No, and I think, but it also might be that they just haven't done the physical exercise in the past where they're really pushing to that point. So I notice like athletes, people who've played sport in the past, they pick up training really well. Very quick to be able to push themselves to that level. So I mean, that would have been built up over a really long period of time as well. Like when you're young, so you getting into good habits early with that sort of thing. That helps a lot.
Okay. So the key thing you said, like coachable, they follow instruction. And they push like outside of their comfort zone.
Definitely.
Okay, they're willing to go outside their comfort zone. And it's so funny, like there's similarities with my clients as well. So one of the things, follow instructions. There's some clients that don't follow instructions, and then like they do what they think would be good, and then they come back like, I don't know, it's not working, what's going on? And I have a look, I'm like, but you didn't follow the videos I tell you how to do. Oh shit.
Oh no.
I'm like, that's why it's like messed up now, because you didn't follow instruction. Oh, but I thought if I do like this it'll work. I'm like, no, like you need to follow instructions. That's why the videos that's it's like it's like you said, like the blueprint. This is like my blueprint that I did that got me the results. So if you're creating your own blueprint, you need to test it and everything to get a blueprint that works for you. So like follow instructions. The coachable as well is definitely one thing I would say. being open to like the feedback and receiving that. I find for me, most of my clients are pretty good in terms of like the coachable. So I'd say for that.
Yeah.
And then I'd add one other thing I would add in is having like the realistic expectations and understanding it's not going to be overnight. You need to put in the work. You need to keep showing up even when things get tough, and having that long-term vision as opposed to, hey, next week I want to be rich.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I want to have a good physique. So that's the one thing I would add in. And then the interesting thing you said as well is like they don't really push past their comfort zone. And that's one thing I always say to people as well when they're kind of on the edge of looking to like join my program or like to start a business or anything like that, and then they're like, I don't know if I should do it. And I'm like, well, the only way to grow is to do what is uncomfortable. If you always do what is comfortable, you'll stay the same. And the analogy I always use, I'm like, now imagine you go to the gym and you're training, and every time it got a little bit tough, you just stop training. You wouldn't see results, right? It's only through repping out those like reps where you really struggle that you get the results. And then usually that kind of works with them, but it's kind of like what you said. You need to push past your comfort zone, and that's how you kind of get the results.
Yeah. So with you and your coaching, it's kind of like you have to almost apply those like examples of almost physical, it is physical
I find,
things, like metaphors.
Yeah.
For me, like it's hard when people don't exactly want to push hard, and then you have to just tell them how to do it. But then a lot of people don't understand. So it's tricky. Do you have dedicated mindset sessions with your clients?
I'll wait till I get back.
Yeah. That's
I'm in shot. But good question. So there you go.
Thanks, sir.
I don't know about you, but my throat is getting real dry.
Yeah. Got talking.
Yeah. And we can edit like stuff like this out as well, so it doesn't matter too much. You're looking pretty good still. I'm gonna turn out a little bit higher. Well.
Yeah.
There you go. So in terms of like the mindset stuff, I don't yet inside my program.
Yeah.
I more refer people to like books. Because sometimes like the mindset stuff, I've just been doing like sports and everything all my life. So my mindset is like really good.
Yeah.
So for me to try to explain to someone like, hey, you need to show up when you don't want to show up, it's just so second nature to me. So trying to explain it to someone, it's quite tricky for me.
Yeah.
So at the moment, there's not really that much mindset in my program, which I want to add in. But usually I refer people to books.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
I was thinking of David Goggins.
That's the first book. Whenever people I don't have the motivation to do this, I'm like, just like read that book and then like come back to me, because that's a really good book.
You get a little taste of what the most extreme motivation level is on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to add in, because motivation is, I think, the most important thing. Mindset is the most important thing. But for me, trying to explain what I know from all this time, because it's so second nature to me, it's a little bit more tricky to I think, to try to explain that to someone.
I can relate to that, because people might ask like, how do you train whilst you're on holiday, or how do you train like so much so often without getting sick of it? But it's like an innate sort of thing that I've been doing for so long, that I just wouldn't feel like myself if I didn't do it.
I can't sleep if I don't.
Yeah.
I literally I struggle to sleep if I don't train.
Because you're using up a fair bit of energy, and then you've got so much leftover physical energy. I probably wouldn't be able to sleep either.
But then okay, and then so let's go on that question. So you said, what do you say to clients when they're like, how do you have the motivation to go and train when you don't feel like doing it? What do you say to people?
I probably would say, like, I enjoy it, and I sort of I enjoy training, so I don't really feel right if I don't do it. Although it probably used to be a little bit more intense than that previously. Like I just would be, you know, a bit unhappy if I didn't get to train when I wanted to. But now it's probably, I just feel like it's something that I need to do if I want to achieve the goals that I have. And I probably have goals that are a little bit higher. You know, I'm aiming higher than what I used to, because I was just happy to train and do it for fun. And it's still fun for me, but if I want to try to achieve what I want to in 10 years' time, then I can't afford to miss training sessions if I have the ability to go and train.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think most people, if it was important to them, then they would make the time. Because you might spend like an hour on the couch watching TV. So you could usually swap that. You know, if you hadn't trained, you could go and train instead. It's just less comfortable.
So my approach when I say to people, what I say to people when they like, in terms of motivation, I'm like, motivation is shit. Like, do you think I feel motivated to do this every single day? Do you think I feel motivated to go to the gym every single day? It's not motivation, it's discipline. And it's like the kind of like the promise you make to yourself that you're gonna go and do this thing. And if you can't keep a promise to yourself, like how do you want to succeed in life, kind of thing? And then it's more like, for me, it's just having that discipline to go do that. Like I've never missed a single gym session in my life that I've like said, I'm gonna go train this day. I've never missed a session in my life. And I think that's also, being that hardcore is also really good, because one thing I heard ages ago is like, the second you give yourself an excuse to not go do what you need to do, every time then moving forward, you're gonna have that mindset that maybe, okay, no, I'll just do this time as well. But for me, it's just zero. It's like, I never ever say like, I'm not gonna go train because I'm tired or whatever. And then that's a mindset, and as a result, I never missed a session. And then I think that's a big reason also when you get results, because you're just always consistent.
Definitely. So you're keeping yourself accountable like every single time. Yeah, which is sort of what a coach can do as well.
Yeah.
And you're trying to coach people to be accountable to themselves.
Yeah.
Also. I think if you try like make a deal with yourself, and you stick with it, it's pretty powerful, because that kind of, you can get that like positive feedback as well. Like, you've been doing this for so long, like why would you break that now? Probably for me, an example of that would be my food, because kind of staying on track with food is probably harder for me than it is to stay on track with training. Training is easy. Because training's fun. Food actually takes like a lot of discipline.
And it's 24 hours in a day. Training is 1 to 2 hours.
Exactly. So the food, that's probably the part that requires the most discipline. And I remember a few years ago, I kind of made a deal with myself that I would go to the shops and get groceries no matter what time it was, and cook the food that I needed to, rather than ordering fast food. Kind of going the easy route. And that was when I noticed a big change as well. Because I was getting really good food. It was freshly cooked. I may have to sacrifice maybe a little bit of sleep sometimes. And sometimes it would really suck to like have to leave home and get the groceries at some time that you were, like it's nighttime.
And you're already tired.
Yeah, you're tired.
It's cold.
Exactly. Melbourne winter, it's cold, it's wet outside. But like I'd made that deal with myself, so I wanted to stick with it. And I knew that it would pay off. Like there's a big payoff in like a year's time or years down the line, because you've done the thing that was better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just the next day. Like when you eat crap on one day, you feel it the next day, or even on the same day kind of thing. Like I was saying to someone else earlier, I'm like, just me changing slightly what I eat, you feel it the next day. Or like if you're training and you're always training at 100% and then you ate crap the day before, you're not going to hit 100%.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if you go for like just a ton of fatty food, you probably won't feel the best the next day, and it flows on. Just like drinking, maybe if you have a lot to drink, that would be even worse. So it takes a lot of discipline with food. That's probably the harder aspect of changing someone's physique.
The diet.
Because you have to really be fairly on top of it all the time.
And it's pretty funny with you saying like eating clean and the food and everything. I remember when work sent me up to Sydney, and I cooked like a shit ton of like meal prep things. Like it was like over a kilo of chicken, over a kilo of like steak and everything. And then I put everything in like a little, like a really big esky. And I drove that food from Melbourne to Sydney. So the second I get in Sydney, I already have the food. I had like over a week's worth of food already. And it was just, kind of like doing like being extreme with like, hey, I need to eat healthy. I don't even want to get there and have to not being able to eat healthy kind of thing. And that was the most in shape I've ever been. When it was like that kind of mindset and having just eating super clean.
Because it helps you if you're prepared. You don't have to fight the temptation for other food. Just Macca's. Macca's or KFC. It's not going to seem as appealing because you already went to the effort of cooking. Like you don't want to just throw that food away. So you have to then you feel like an obligation to stick to the plan that you've prepared. That's extreme. Cooking a whole bunch of stuff.
It was like over a kilo of chicken, like one, it was like the chicken, broccoli, sweet potato. So it was like 10 meals of that, and then 10 meals of steak and roast vegetables and everything. Like it was a lot of food.
Nice.
It was an entire esky filled with food. And then I got to Sydney and I was set, man.
The police might have they pulled you over, they ask what's in the esky. We think you're trying to smuggle stuff across the border.
Smuggle gains.
There's just a lot of protein in
then it's funny because then I got to Sydney and I was flat out, like I was working so much. So then for breakfast I'd eat that as well.
I see nothing wrong with that.
I would have chicken, broccoli, sweet potato for breakfast. Because I just for the first 1 or 2 days I was just so busy that I would eat that for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Literally breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I was crazy in shape.
I think you can't be too hung up on particular foods at whatever time of day. Some people might think that's strange to have chicken, broccoli.
It is a
little bit.
It felt strange eating it. I was like,
a little bit. It might not be your preference of food, but it's got all the nutrients that you need. And it's there and very convenient. So I've done that plenty of times. Where I'll have non-traditional breakfast foods as my first meal. It doesn't always have to be cereal.
Non-traditional.
It's not. But it doesn't have to be pancakes or waffles, cereal. So being a little bit flexible in that way is good.
It may speak with non-traditional. I told my parents I eat eggs for dinner. And they were just blew their brain. They were like, what? Eggs for dinner?
That's a breakfast food.
What do you mean? I'm like, it's cheap, it's easy to make, it tastes good, it's healthy. Why? But it blew their brains.
That's the difference between a bodybuilder kind of mindset and just average kind of person. They're in the habit of having eggs for breakfast or at other times. But your eating is a bit different still, right? It's intermittent fasting.
So I have like oats for lunch and then dinner, basically 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a little bit. But then eggs is just also I'm lazy, so it's super easy to make.
It's an easy food
as well.
Yes.
And tastes good. It's like one of the best tasting foods. Like I love eggs. Like I could eat it like all the time.
They are very good. I know a few bodybuilders who have eggs right before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I mean they're good source of protein and no carbs, and sometimes people don't want to have carbs like late at night, even though there's no real problem with that. But yeah, it's probably a good time to have eggs. Yeah. Do you talk to your clients about diet at all?
Not really.
No?
But I should maybe put that in a program as well.
Yeah.
Like one interesting thing that I have found as well, and especially like when I look for employees that have like a sports background or like that go to the gym, they're almost always the more successful employees or the better employees. And I think I kind of see that with clients as well. And then kind of with that kind of diet comes in, sleep comes in as well. So I'm pretty like big into like really optimizing sleep and everything. So yeah, maybe I should add something like that in as well. It makes sense. People who are training, they're probably more motivated. They have an outlet as well, just to kind of use up maybe some of their stress that they're feeling. It's a nice change, like a balance between work and then something that you might enjoy or have a bit more fun with. Yeah, and I also find it's like when I am consistent with going to the gym and taking care of myself and eating healthy, all that translates to everything else in my life as well. Whereas like if with the gym I'm not like training as hard or eating as clean, it translates to everything else as well. So it's I always say like how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think maybe it's because I'm surrounded by people who go to the gym, but when people are not able to get as much training in, they're usually not as happy, I find. Yeah, it's kind of, or like they're just not, they don't feel 100%. Yeah, which maybe that's because, they're not in the routine that they prefer, or they're having to do something else. I know I definitely feel like when I'm having to study a lot and I'm not able to get my training in, or I just don't feel as good. Yeah, mentally it's kind of like I don't have my outlet to use up some of that energy. So.
Definitely. Okay, and let's go on like a different route. So in terms of like, so we talked a little bit like what we see in people that succeed. How about what do you think is like the number one reason why people don't really succeed in the gym and don't really see results?
That's a good question. Like something that comes to mind would be their unrealistic expectations. Because they're just aiming so high, and maybe not, they put so much pressure on themselves. And I've known a couple of people throughout the years that really, they have so much expectation of themselves, and when they don't reach it, it's like, it really demotivates them. So then they get super hard on themselves, and then they don't end up actually doing the things that are important, which is actually showing up every single day. So yeah, it could be just kind of looking too far ahead and not and their goal is really, they want to achieve, maybe a physique that they see on social media. They see these guys and they're like, I want to look like that, I want to compete. But then they haven't even been training consistently for a year or something, or they've had long breaks. So that's probably one thing. And it's funny because like you can aim really high and it's a good thing for some people, but for others, if they aim too high and then they're not really in the habit of putting in the work, then it's actually going to work against them a little bit. I think That's the first thing that comes to mind. Maybe the lack of intensity with people's training. And like, because some people will come into the gym and they are very consistent, but they actually don't push very hard. So that's where being consistently mediocre is not really going to get you very far.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same things. Your body has no reason to change.
Yeah.
So it's like spinning your wheels. You just don't get anywhere. And maybe that's a lack of self-reflection and kind of not being able to see what you're doing, or you think it's enough, but it's not quite.
Yeah.
What do you think is?
I think those things that you mentioned, I think also not having a blueprint to follow, or something, and kind of just like going to the gym and just like, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, and then the next thing, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, and rather like, I don't know, like what we do, we kind of have we have a split that you do like the rep range that you aim for, like everything's very calculated. It's not just we just go and do whatever kind of thing. So I think not having like a blueprint that they do, especially people that don't work with a personal trainer or something, and it's like what I see people that want to start a business, it's like you try to do it yourself and then you got to go through trial and error. You need to figure out what works, what doesn't. Kind of like when, like, I don't know, like when I started at the gym, I didn't really know what to do, and I was also kind of like sometimes I didn't push as hard as what I should, and then it's slowly from all the years building that blueprint. So I think that would definitely be one. And then, so I would say like what you said with intensity during the exercise, but I'd also say intensity after the exercise. So I see so many people just like playing on their phones, doing like in between sets, and then sometimes like some people are even like on a call. And then they're like on the call talking between sets, and like, oh no, I'm just gonna do my set. Okay, cool. On the call. Or there's people that watch like Netflix, man.
I've seen
people watching Netflix at the gym while they're training, and it blows my brain. I was like, what are you doing? So I would say intensity during exercise, but also intensity afterwards as well, and being like focused and not playing around on your phone. It's like you've seen, like, I've got a gym phone. And it's only to track weights, to track my progress. If I didn't track my progress, I wouldn't even have a phone. And then like that, the gym phone, it's like no one can contact me. It doesn't even have a SIM card in it. It's on airplane mode. There's no Wi-Fi on it, and there's almost no apps on it either. It's literally just notes and my gym weights, and that's it. And then I'm super focused in the gym the whole time. That is probably a really good point. That it is the focus that you have when you're doing the work. Even if you're kind of, you might be resting for like 40 minutes of an hour-long workout. You're actually only training for 20 minutes. But if you're not there, like mentally, and you just go the rest through emotions. You're probably not setting yourself up to perform that well. And I guess when you're sitting down and you're working on your business, you have to sit down for long periods of time. Not all of that is going to be really productive, but if you go on the phone and like in between the productive periods of time, your mind is somewhere else. So it's that is very common. I see that in the gym, and like, fair enough, people might have businesses that they need to run where they need to be on the phone, but then you'd have to lower your expectations. It's like you're in there sort of going through the motions, and your focus is elsewhere. So if you're training and you're really wanting good results, the focus would have to be on what you're doing right there and then, being present. 100%. And it's like when I work on the business as well, it's like really focused. Like I take my phone, I hide it away.
Yeah.
Usually, like, everything is like silent. Like, I have no notifications on.
Yeah.
Like, people, if you message me on Instagram and stuff, unless I'm on the app, I don't even see the notifications, and it's just like super, super focused.
Yeah, if you're wanting to do well in something, you have to treat it that way. The same with studying for uni.
Yeah.
You can't just study like 5 minutes at a time and expect to do well. Like, you really have to sit down and think about it. Working on assignments, like if you're too distracted, it's so much harder. Yeah, so people definitely don't treat their training in that way, but they should. Yeah, they should try to at least save going on the phone for something like cardio. Like, you can watch your Netflix when you do cardio.
Yeah, but even that though,
you wouldn't.
you need to feel that pain as well. I think experiencing the pain and also pushing through it just builds that kind of like callus as well. Like, David Goggins is like really big on building that callus and like sitting in the suck and keep going even though it sucks. Yeah.
Have you heard of this this thing that people are doing on long haul flights? Raw dogging flights, where so it's where they'll go on the plane and they won't have any in-flight entertainment, and they have the screen. It's on the flight map, and they're just sitting there. They're not listening to music, not watching any TV shows or movies, and that's it. They just sit there for the whole flight.
And it's called raw
dogging.
That sounds a lot more dirty than what it is.
It does sound like that, but it's just so. I mean, they're essentially doing what you're talking about, and kind of like just embracing like that feeling of not doing it. But then they're not really experiencing any pain. Apart from sitting down in one spot for that long.
That is pretty painful, depending where you're flying to.
That's like modern day kind of suffering and meditation. Yeah, it's pretty soft still.
But you can kind of watch other people's screens a little bit as well.
Maybe.
But there is something on that topic that is called like a dopamine detox. And similar to that, so I've done that a couple of days, a couple of times, and it's basically for a full day. You have like no phone, no music, like no TV, like nothing. The only thing you can do is like you can go for walks in nature. And that's about it.
Can you read? You can't read.
You can read. Okay. Because that's not really crazy dopamine, but that's basically it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's so different to how most people live.
And I've done it a couple of times, and then the clarity you get after doing that, because your kind of like dopamine receptors just like reset after that, and then the next day, even doing the most basic things, it's like super fun.
That's crazy.
And then the idea with that, they also say you should. Oh, and then also you can't like you're only allowed to really drink water, and only eat like really boring food, or sometimes you could, if you're more extreme, you don't even eat anything. So I think that's kind of like what they're doing.
That's raw dogging life.
It's in life, but it's also 24 hours kind of thing, and it's also you can't look other people's screens because on a flight it's pretty easy to just like look at someone else's screen as well.
It could be, they need to have like blinkers on.
Unless and they could just like sleep kind of during the.
They could.
You know how long is it?
I would just fall asleep.
Well, I sometimes do that on flights, like as in like I just don't watch any movies because all the movies suck, and then I just like think about shit. So it's like,
people are setting out to do this, and you're just doing this normally. This is just how you are.
Yeah, dude. There was like one time I can't remember what movie I was watching, but it just sucked so much, and it was like a hit movie. Like it was one of like the recently big blockbuster movies that were released, and I was watching it. I'm like, man, this is the biggest load of shit ever. And I just like turned the movie off, and I just like stared at the whole way of the plane. I'm like, this is more entertaining than that shit I was watching. Like,
you're built different. You're like, that's crazy. People are bragging about this online. You're just doing this like normally.
It's like, have you heard of is it the 75 hard? Is it 45 hard or 70?
Yeah, actually, one of my friends, Sam, told me he knows someone who did that and got really famous.
Got
For
famous.
He got a lot of followers for doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's 75 hard.
But he documented every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every day of the 75 days.
Like filmed stories and different stuff. He didn't just
Yeah.
take a screenshot of it.
No, I think he must have like documented and talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've heard a little bit about it. But is that how you live every single day? This is like your life.
Like 75 hard, it's something like I don't know, no social media for like a little bit, like no social media in the morning. Drink a liter of water, read 1 page of a book.
Yeah.
Walk a kilometer during the day.
Yeah.
Go to the gym. That's 75 hard.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like, what the?
That says a lot about
society
and how soft people are.
75 easy. Man.
Yeah, that's easy mode.
That's 75 hard.
Yeah. I guess you have to start somewhere.
I need to look up what it was, but it was like I remember one of it. I'm sure was like read a page of a book. That was
1 page.
Read a page or 10 pages of a book.
Yeah.
Drink a liter of water.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. Like it's kind of gamifying, and people love that. Like gamifying these things that they're good for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all good for you.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This is what I do every day, but mine's even more extreme than this.
Yeah. You're doing the real one.
And I was like, eat healthy or like really dumb stuff. And one of my a few of my friends are doing it, and I post on that Instagram story like every single day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, guys, I did it again, and I just look at it, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm embarrassed. Like, if I don't do those things, I'd be embarrassed. Like, me saying I did that, I'm like, that's.
Yeah.
It was like basic stuff.
Yeah. It's just people. I guess when you're living a different lifestyle and you're like the priorities would be like mainly to benefit your health, right, and to develop yourself, and then people kind of they're just stumbling upon that later on in life, and then I guess their starting point is a lot lower. Their expectations of what they can do is lower, and then they build up slowly. Hopefully they stick with it for more than 75 days and actually continue that momentum.
And like, don't get me wrong, like it's better than nothing, but I still think like if that's the bar that society is putting and saying that's like meant to be like challenging, I think you're not really gonna go far if that's what's challenging for you. Like it's just kind of sad. That's kind of like the mediocrity of society these days. To kind of do those things.
Yeah, it's setting the bar very low. When most people are capable of a lot more. But it takes that sort of stuff to realize that they are capable of more. So.
But I think it's also just because I've been doing all this stuff for so long as well, that all that stuff, it's like pretty easy. But I also think being someone who is like really driven and motivated and really wants to succeed again, all that stuff is a lot more basic. Whereas if you don't have that kind of drive, being able to do those things is like a big win for you, Ben.
Yeah. Where do you think the drive came from initially for you?
Competitiveness.
So when you were playing rugby or footy?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
So you've always been that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid and I could like barely walk, and I used to play like soccer with my dad, if he would beat me, I would start crying. That's where it came from.
That's pretty early on.
When I was a little kid,
and
my dad would beat me in soccer, I would start crying.
Yeah. So your dad was your first kind of like competitor, rival. I guess it's probably for most guys it would be like your dad is showing you how to do something and you want to get good at it. I remember my friend, he'd versus his dad in computer games and he'd always want to win so badly. So
I'd say it comes from like that kind of like competitiveness, and then yeah, everything is like a competition for me. Like I want to try and win at every.
Thank you.
I want to try and like win at like everything. So whenever I see someone beat me at something else, and it doesn't matter what, and it doesn't matter how long they've been doing it, I'm like, no, I want to beat them. Like one time, so we used to have a table tennis board at my parents' place. And then I kind of stopped playing table tennis for like a long period of time. And then I got a job at this new work. And then one of my co-workers, I'd versed him in table tennis. And he was a bit better than me at table tennis. And then he like beat me a bunch of times, and man, I got pissed. I got pissed. So I got back home, and I was like to my dad, I'm like, we need to start playing tennis like right now. And then I started playing for like hours, like every single day. And then like we kept track of like we had like a sheet. And we tracked like how many times he'd won and how many times I'd won. And it got up at one point, it was like he beat me like 12-1 or something. And then I kept that sheet, and then I started slowly winning after, because I was playing like hours every single day. And then eventually I got, and then I won. I came back from like 12-1 12 once, and then I beat him. And then I was happy. You know? So it's like that level of competitiveness. It's like, I don't know if you've heard with like Michael Jordan as well, and I think it was it pool or table tennis as well? And then him and his teammates were doing something, and again he lost at whatever that was. And then he got so pissed, he ordered like a pool table or table tennis table to his house and got a coach and got someone to teach him that so he could beat them. That was me.
I think I can kind of relate a lot to that, because growing up, like I guess I had my brother to be very competitive against. And I remember being super competitive with chess, and I remember versing my grandpa. Like every time I saw him, which wasn't very often, but I'd always want to beat him. And for a long time, he would beat me all very easily. And I'd be practicing each year. And at primary school, I'd be versing everyone, and eventually got to the point where I was like the best in primary school. And then I got to beat my grandpa. And it's almost a sad moment when you finally beat the person that you wanted. You wanted to win against for so long.
I wasn't sad.
No, you were like,
I was very happy.
And that's one thing I noticed in myself when I aim for like a big goal and I achieve it. It's almost like it's an empty feeling once you finish.
What's the next one?
What's exactly. The next one? Well, then you have to set another one. In order to set your sights on something bigger. So I probably didn't do that with chess, I don't think. But with bodybuilding now, I'm a bit older. I've set the sights higher after achieving what I achieved. So probably similar when it comes to business. You achieve something, you have to set the next goal.
I'm happy for like 5 seconds. And then I'm like, all right, what's the next one? So it's a small celebration. Almost
nothing.
Almost nothing. It was like when I was with my ex, she would kind of celebrate it, or when like here, like I don't know, sometimes like Moo with a little bit as well. Like when I crossed 100K followers on Instagram, and then she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna celebrate?" I'm like, "Nothing really. I'm just gonna keep working."
You can aim for more.
So unless it's like something I've been really working for a really, really long time, like making my first like $10,000 sales on Amazon. That was like a big goal that I worked for like almost a year towards. And then when I hit that, I was pretty happy for like, I don't know, like an hour. And then I was like, all right, next one.
Next goal. So that's one thing with training and with training clients. Probably like I want to celebrate their kind of little victories. But then it kind of makes sense for them not to celebrate for too long. Because then they might slow down. They might kind of lose momentum. It's like, so maybe being present for, that period of time where you're celebrating the victory, and then setting your sights on the next thing.
Yeah. And I think that's what I see with like successful people as well. It's first like being really competitive. I find like a lot of successful people, that's one of the things, and then just always like wanting more. Whenever you hit the goal, you're just like, no, next goal.
Yeah, it's annoying being really competitive, because like it means that when you lose, it's really a shit feeling.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm pissed. Pissed.
It's a really shit feeling.
I am pissed.
And yeah, kind of like, because I've been competing against you a little bit recently. I compete against Mike, one of my best mates.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just get so pissed off. So pissed.
Especially with a loudmouth Mike.
Yeah. Mike
that really likes to rub it in.
He knows how to fire me up. Which is probably, at the time, I don't really see it as a good thing, because I'm so fired up. But then looking back on it, like no one else gets me fired up like that. And it does get something different out of you. You push yourself further. That's like when I competed, I was versing Aaron, Aaron Curtis, and he would talk so much shit. He said he was in the gym with his daughter, and he walked past as he was leaving, and he was like, "Oh, this is the guy who's going to come last in the bodybuilding competition." And I'm not sure if I said anything, but it just made me so pissed off. So it was, it was a good feeling when I actually beat him in the bodybuilding competition. And yeah, I think I would have pushed pretty hard. But it just got like an extra couple percent out of me to make sure that I did show up at my best. And then the focus, it still has to be on you. You can't be focused on what other people are doing, which is easy to do when you're in a sport which is literally comparing your body to someone else's. You start to worry about what other people are doing. But focusing on what you have to do is the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to round things out. We've been going for like over an hour now.
Let's go all day.
Before your phone maybe dies as well.
I'm surprised it's still going.
I've been checking it like all the time. But yeah, I think let's leave it at that. Just so we make sure we have enough time for everything. But how about like any final thoughts before we sign off? Any advice or anything for people grinding it out in the gym and going through a tough spot and maybe not seeing results as quickly as what they want?
I think just having a bit of faith in, like, something that I think about regularly is if you're putting in like your max effort or close to max effort most of the time over a long period of time, it's like, how can you go wrong? Like, you literally I think you'll always see positive things happen when you're putting in your best effort, or you're aiming for that over a long period of time. There's just no way you can go wrong. And you kind of have faith in that. Faith in the work.
Hard work always
pays off.
Always pays off. No matter what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't see the results in the short term, in the long term, even if you're doing hard work and you're not seeing any results, even doing that, you build grit. Grit to just keep going even though you don't see results, and even that is something that then you use for other things. You'll be able to leverage it somehow. And people will notice as well. People notice when you're working hard, and when you're working hard for a really long time, it's inspiring for other people as well. So I think have faith in hard work. Definitely. Cool. And then where can people find you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram.
In the gym?
In the gym. In the gym is where I would normally be. So Fitness First Glen Waverley. And then on Instagram, so Alex Sheppard with 3 underscores after. Or I guess that's probably the main spot. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, I'll drop your link down below, and great podcast, great first podcast.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have to do another one because we didn't even get into the you competing. And
there's
everything.
more content.
There's another layer.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, let's leave it at that then, and let's go to the gym.
Let's do it. Let's train.
All right, just hit stop.